Hey guys, today I want to show you prototype 002. So this time obviously because I already built the plane, I'm not going to be doing a build video, but I will be doing in this video a overview of the design of this prototype. The reason I don't really want to make more build videos is that I think filming the process while I actually come up with the design and actually building it, I think it just interferes too much with the overall end product. I think my last video was on prototype 001, which is a rapid prototype, and that was the build session, or the build was not as good as I wanted it to be. It was a little bit low on the quality, so today I'll be doing a design video instead of a build video. So the design of this plane is pretty simple. It's a traditional, wing and then tail configuration, and the tail is a V-tail. So that's basically the configuration. So this plane I made using two straws. As you can see, there's a straw on the top and straw on the bottom. The straw on the top comes back all the way to here, where there's a seam, and I'll show you guys what that seam is about later. But it goes all the way there. The wing is joined inside, and it's very sturdy. We use paper clips to reinforce the structure inside. So this plane is pretty heavy. When you hold it in your hands, it's very dense feeling, and so it kind of just cuts through the air. And I'll be doing a flight video soon, but right now I just want to show you guys the design. So it's very, very dense, and the wings, the way they're made is that these panel pieces on the side, or on the inboard, they kind of just compress down, so they're held together by tension in these tape pieces. You can see the tape trying to peel itself away from the actual structure, but basically these are clamping down, and what that does is it creates a slight dihedral for the overall aircraft, and also provides tension to make sure the whole thing is sturdy. And so when you feel it, it's like this wing feels like kind of some, sort of blade or something. There's an edge and everything, but also at the same time, the whole thing is, under tension, and just from the materials. And so the whole thing is very tight and very well crafted, as opposed to my prototype 001, which was kind of rough around the edges. But yeah, this is pretty much the overall design. The cockpit, I just decided to mold a piece of cardstock paper over, and that serves as the canopy and serves to mechanically join the wing body structure and also the fuselage, which is the straw. And also the nose is so this could be improved on a little bit, but so it looks kind of messy right now. But this is basically a paper clip taped to the side, and the way this works is this nose, so this part is made from a section of a straw. And so what this does is when it crashes, and I think this one is a little bit too far back, but this paper clip takes the force, and if the force is strong enough, this will shift a little bit inside the tape. So the tape will provide a kind of resistance, kind of shear force on the paperclip, which will be hitting a surface. And so what happens is, if that happens, well, the paperclip is the first line of defense. But if the paperclip moves back too much and the plane starts hitting the actual ground with this part, the nose, so this is actually a little bit springy. It's a little bit compressive. So the whole structure is very, kind of sturdy and well thought out, I guess. So that's the whole nose design here. So it's not as, not as elegant, not as thin, but it's a very durable and, I guess, sturdy design. And oh yeah, so also totally forgot about the landing gear. This was made from one single piece of, or actually I think it's two. Yeah, it was two separate paper clips going here, and so I basically pulled it apart. Let's see some of the paper clip shape remains here in the landing gear. So it wraps around, and actually the paper clip helps provide that tension that pulls the wing into a dihedral and keeps it very tight and in tension. So the paper clip helps with that, and also this just kind of bends down here, bends out, and landing gear kind of just rests like that. And so when you land on hard and smooth surfaces, it kind of just there's a bounce to it. There's a bounce to the way this thing lands. And so that's pretty much the landing gear. This nickel is there just for ballast. I found that when you added more weight, this thing performs a little bit better because it has a lot of wing area. It needs to cut through the air. So added more weight in the front, balance it out, tune it right. And also this, I was going to talk about this. This is the tail appendage. And so what happened was, on an early test flight, this plane landed in a bad position. I think it stalled and then it crashed like this. And so what happened was, I think I still have the other part, is this straw, it, because of the loads that it was experiencing, it kind of just cracked down the middle. I don't know if you can see that, but so I needed to obviously replace that because the whole structure is kind of just compromised after that. But so I remade the structure, but I was like, how do I make it stronger? And so what happens when somebody breaks their leg, or somebody broke an arm or something? You give them a cast, right? So this is kind of like that, except the cast is actually internal. So if I pull this apart, you guys can see that this structure is actually two straws. And so this is so this is not too perfect, but yeah, this structure is reminiscent of the friction lock mechanism in my YX09 design. So kind of just the way these two straws want to expand out, it provides a ton of friction and holds it in place. Also, as a kind of gimmick, this design allows for easy transport, right? So you can reduce the area, instead of having a massive tail sticking out, you can transport it easily like that, put it in a shoebox or something. But yeah, this is the way the tail was fixed. I used two straws to internally kind of act as a joint between the front fuselage part and the tail. And the tail is just made of a simple cardstock half fold in the front, so it's double layered in the front and then single layered in the back, and it does the job perfectly. It doesn't need more weight than it has. The actual plane itself, the body is there's a straw inside for support, and the whole thing's under tension, and I think that's what I'm most proud about in this prototype, is that it's the wings, they actually have a dihedral, and I don't know, it's just a detail that I really appreciate. Also cut out some flaps so it produces the right amount of lift and has the right trim. So yeah, that pretty much sums up this design. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. One thing I do like about this is that the lines do kind of match up, and then the tail is oriented right. So it's just, I love attention to detail, and that's just one thing I like to put into all my work. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for this design. Stay tuned for the flight video.